Joining us now with reaction, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. By the way, Mr. Mayor, as we're coming on the air, and I just got this report on my email, it literally just broke. The race for the Oval Office has tightened significantly. The two candidates are now tied in Florida, North Carolina, and apparently Michigan is narrowed so much the state is too close to be called. Ohio is a dead heat, and Pennsylvania is only now barely tilting Clinton. This thing is blown it wide open.
Yeah, I just came back from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I did 2 events in Philadelphia with the police. The FOP of Philadelphia completely in support of Donald Trump. I don't think there's a policeman in this country who doesn't support Donald Trump, given what Hillary has done to the police. And also, they're understanding, like the FBI agents who are in revolt, that this is a corrupt person. I mean,
this is important what you're saying. This is the FBI rank and file.
Look,
that is,
I told you, I think a year ago, that she violated the laws.
Let me put them up on the screen. This is what we call Rudy's list.
I told you a year ago that she violated the laws of the United States, serious laws of the United States.
These are the specific laws you
Everything
said.
coming out now completely corroborates what I was saying, because it doesn't take a genius to figure out if you have Abedin and Cheryl Mills working for the State Department and the Clinton Foundation, all of a sudden they became one. The minute they became one, you had a crime, because she promised Obama she would keep them separate because it would create a conflict of interest. Now, I look at the first case that came out. Nobody disputes these facts. I could put her in jail and convict her of this. UBS, big bank. They had 56,000 identities they were trying to hide from the IRS. UBS gave the Clintons $660,000 in contributions to the Clinton Foundation, a $30 million loan to the Clinton Foundation, and a $1.5 million speaking fee to Bill Clinton. And they got Hillary to get on an airplane, go to Geneva, and try to convince the IRS to lay off UBS.
Unbelievable.
The IRS did, and they only got 4,000 of the 56,000 emails.
As Brett Baer's been reporting.
That's a bribe.
Of course, well, that's pay to play.
That's a bribe.
Quid pro quo. That's a bribe.
Pay to play. It's called bribery.
It's called bribery.
Years in jail. Yeah. I put 2 congressmen in jail for that.
You did.
She did about 10 of these.
All right.
I feel bad for the cases that I prosecuted, because they were so small in comparison.
Did you meet the woman that's
to the massive fraud this woman was involved in?
Did you meet the woman in the green room she's going to be on later tonight? Her son took 6 pictures for his own use of a submarine.
Come on.
He's in jail for a year. He's got a 1-year-old baby at home.
Now we have the FBI telling us there's a 99% chance that at least 4 or 5 foreign countries were able to hack her email. 99% chance, which to me means 100% chance. Look, if China doesn't have their email, then we don't have to worry about China. If Russia doesn't have their emails, we don't have to worry about Russia.
They all have it.
They're a joke. You know,
the Romanians have it, the Iranians have it, the Russians have it, the Chinese have it.
Look, ISIS has it.
That's what I was going to say next.
Come on.
All right, so...
Then they're not worth anything if they don't have it.
But let's put something together here. Remember when the AP did this story? 55% of the people, individuals that got access to Hillary were all donors to the foundation. Now, if you look at the Uranium One deal, where Hillary Clinton had to sign off specifically. Now, she was given $31 million by the principal involved. Then he got others to give her millions. And then they were merging with other companies and eventually with a Russian company. She signed off 20% of our uranium assets but to give back to the people that gave her tens of millions. Then you got the Moroccan deal, which is a direct quid pro quo. Then you've got the Haiti deal. Let's have 2 separate lists of people.
Yeah, this idea that there's no quid pro quo for me for the last 7 months, 8 months, has been a joke. The Russian deal is probably the worst. What Secretary of State in the last, I don't know, since the communist revolution in Russia would sign off on 20% of our uranium going to Russia, but one who was bribed? And she was bribed. The people who made money on that were all of Bill Clinton's friends, who had arranged a deal with Kazakhstan and the dictator Nazarbayev of the Kazakhstan, and they made hundreds of millions of dollars, and they gave 30 million of that to the Clinton Foundation, and then they put a lot of money in Clinton's pocket as a speaking fee. That is bribery. No Secretary of State, since the time that Russia became a communist country through now with Putin trying to assert himself, would possibly give 20% of our uranium to
Nobody would.
Russia.
Nobody
and
would.
she is making these allegations about Trump and Putin.
Which have been
what
disproven.
A joke. What a complete joke.
All right, let me, last question. Do you think there's any way with what we know now, short of a pardon, that she gets away without an indictment, considering the Justice Department's trying to protect her?
There is.
The FBI rank and file have now said
there's
no
Number
gloves
one,
off.
there's one way. If in his lame duck status, Obama gives her a pardon, and he should promise the American people that he will not give her a pardon, whether she's elected or not elected.
He really should.
He should promise the American people, I will not. Look, he's completely, between him and her, they have completely corrupted the Justice Department and the State Department. Donald Trump is going to have to put in a reform agenda in both the State Department and the Justice Department, the same way that had to be done after Watergate.
All right, we're going to have to run, Mr. Mayor. We call it the Rudy Giuliani list now. It's got an official name.
I don't know when I first gave that to you. You got to give me the date.
About a year. We'll get you the date.
About a year ago, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
turned out to be right on every single one of them, right?
Yes, sir.
And I left a few off.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You're going to add to the list?